Family is very important.
Family is pretty much everything. They're always going to be there for me. Other people, even though you may have so much trust in them, you can never know what can happen.
You want someone who you know and you've brought up.
I wanted them to have some of the family recipes too. I've been cooking since I was probably 10, 12. It's kind of funny. I found my passion for cooking when I used to have to be out in the kitchen with the servants. That was the way it was done in the South. I mean, my grandmother never knew how to cook. She never had to cook. My dad was in the service. I didn't always get to see my dad many times because he would spend a year, 2 years at sea, and I would be with my mother and my brother. But we always looked forward to him coming home. And he'd always get his chocolate cake. It's really different. It's basically chocolate cake with cherries in it and almond flavoring, and it's so special to me because of my dad. I've been putting together a family recipe book of just family recipes, and one of the things I did was I started going through some old pictures, and if it was a family picture, if it was a family recipe that, say, my daughter likes, then I would put her picture on it, and so on. It was just kind of fun to put together a recipe book, and then one Christmas, I gave it to them. And so after the person passes away, it's like my dad and his chocolate cake. It brings back good memories, and I could probably add more pictures to it all the time.
She ran the school completely by herself. I started teaching Irish dancing when I was a teenager, and my mom had a school and she would have me come and teach. I did not think that I would take over the school. She offered the school to me, and it was an opportunity for me to stay at home with my kids during the day and have a job in the evening that would pay some income toward the family. I want my children to dance so well, and I'm disappointed not in them if they don't place, but I'm just disappointed that they didn't place, and I take on that emotion, so it is very overwhelming. There used to be a lot of loyalty in Irish dancing, like you started with the school, you stayed with the school, and you were a lifeline school. Now it's more about the win than it is about ultimately what at the end result. And like I tell my dancers and my own kids, when you go off to college, nobody really cares what you place. It's your memories that you have with it. It's who you become because of Irish dance. I would like my dancers to end their career with me, with confidence that they can attain anything. And all my dancers are fabulous kids, and they're great kids, and they're going to be successful. And I just want them to be successful in themselves and know their true value and who they are. I probably will be dancing until I'm 80. I mean, my mom is 90 and she still comes to class, but I would only have someone who's homegrown teach with me.
I just remember coming to the karate studio and it feeling like a second home. One day I'd like to carry on this business.
Turn your respects to the flag! Attention! Bow!
I've been doing martial arts since I was little. I've been doing it for 12 years now. And when I was little, my dad would like stretch me and everything. When I was little, he'd like have me go in my splits, or he'd teach me like just simple punches and everything. So basically, when I came out of the womb, I wouldn't really pay attention when I was little because it was my mom giving me orders. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay attention to my mom. But as I like grew up and like I started going to like the advanced classes, I realized that like this is something very like important to me, and then I want to be a black belt in my family too. Both my mom, my dad, my brother, and I now have our black belts, and it's just something that happens in the May family. I feel like there's a lot of pressure put on me. My mom told me for my black belt test that my dad made my test very hard for me because he'll feel better knowing that I'm able to handle that. Being a martial artist, not only in Taekwondo, but I also do Filipino martial arts. It makes me feel awesome about my heritage of being Filipino. I feel like when I'm doing Filipino martial arts, it does connect me with the grandfather that I never met. Knowing that he's Filipino, and especially when we're doing these drills in class, I feel like I'm connecting with him. He passed away before I got to meet him, but I know that he had a very big impact on my mom's life. My mom's a rock star. She not only has her black belt in one system, she has her black belt in multiple systems now. Like, I don't know any other moms that have their black belt. So really awesome, and I'm like excited to be a mom one day and having my kid being able to say, yeah, my mom's a black belt. I want to be able to pass down all these generations of martial artists in our family. Eventually when I'm older and out of college and everything and I come back to the studio, I hope that it would still be here. And when my parents retire, I want to be able to have the studio and still take over the business. It's more important to pass it down with family because I know there are people that I know and I trust. There always will be other instructors, like we already have other instructors here that are teaching, but I think it's always important to have family by your side and everything.